Mm. Hello, everyone. I am happy. I am happy, and I hope you all is happy too. We deserve to be happy. Okay? I look at it like none of us asked to be here. We was born because two people got together and made love, or however it was. Some of it was by other means. And this earth was made for us to enjoy. It's our home, and we should take care of it. I don't understand why people want to trash it. And I don't understand why we don't want to get together and make our neighborhoods nice. It's pitiful that our kids have to walk past garbage, trash. It's the grown people that's trashing it, but the kids have to live in it, have to grow up in it. I mean, that just irks me so bad. It really does. It always have. Um, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is about me, but I can't stand to see people throwing trash. I'm not saying that I've never threw nothing out the window. I'm sure I have, but I try not to, and I don't. I don't. Uh, when I get home, I got to throw my trash in the trash can where it belongs. And it has to be doing something to the psychic to have to live among trash, and some of these neighborhoods are look like war zones. I mean, I look at some of the houses, they've burnt out, they've fallen apart, and you have people just standing around like you don't see that. And they act like it's nothing they could do about it. Yes, it can. Yes, it is. But see, they'll get together and have parties and and do whatever and commit crimes and stuff, but they won't get together and clean that mess up. You know, sweep up the trash, cut the grass, get together and get one of those trash haulers, and I don't care if you have to tear it down piece by piece. Now, I know I've heard it too that the red tape, you can't just go and tear down somebody's property, but you can't make them tear it down. You don't want to have to live there. So, why in the world won't you make sure it is taken care of? And I would just listen to this video that someone made. Everyone fears a black nation. Okay. Now you have African nations, you have Chinese nations, you have all of nations, but we've we've yet to have a black nation. Because I look at it like this: the Africans, they have their nation. We over here don't have nothing. I mean, really, we just tossed around, walked on, sped on, target on our back. They don't really want us here. You know who they is. Um, and they say the Africans don't want us over there. So that's what they say. I don't know if that's true or not. But Africa is too big. It's huge. It's gigantic. And I know it's some places over there that we can go and build a black nation. And it don't even have to be Africa. It's other places too. You know, it's islands that nobody's on. But first, we have to get a mentality. And see, the ones over here is working with a slave mentality because we keep pushing that mentality. You know, they always talking about slavery, always talking about the past. I mean, it's nothing wrong with learning about your past, but see, we have to put it in perspective that past history is not always true history. But I want to talk about building a black nation. Now, now that the election is over, what are we going to do? Where do we see ourselves in the future? Where do we see ourselves? Number one, they elected a criminal, a fraudster, a known sexual assaulter. I mean, and mostly everybody that's seemed like that's coming into his administration has a dark past too, that has some kind of criminality. So, what are we going to do? We already see that hate groups are emboldened, that they are coming out. How are we going to counterattack this? We can't sit around and wait for them to make a move. We have to make a move. And we have to do it quickly. But I don't see no moves. All I see is I am so sick and tired hearing about America and his administration. What about us? What are we going to do? How are we going to counterattack this incoming administration that we know is going to do everything to our downfall? It's going to be detrimental to us and our children in our future. I mean, the what it don't sound healthy at all. I don't even listen to corporate news anymore because I already know it's all bad. I don't need to hear how bad it is. Bad is bad. So I don't need to hear what's going on because it's the same old thing we've been hearing for the past 2 years or longer if you want to get technical. Now, what I am proposing is what can we do to counterattack this American administration? Number one, stop spending money at these corner stores. Now, I know why corner store. Why? Because they are already set up to kill us. Anyway, go in the neighborhood. Is there any grocery stores in walking distance? But there's corner stores almost on every other corner. I mean, you just could drive for 5 minutes and pass about 6 corner stores. And what they have in there, they sell nothing but death. And I know if it wasn't for those corner stores, a lot of people was we're not helping one another. We're not demanding grocery stores. We're not even opening up grocery stores. Where are the rich black people at? Why are you not opening up grocery stores? And we're not helping each other get to grocery stores. We're not sharing rides. or helping the elderly get to the bus, or helping them get to the grocery store. Um, 2, share rides, take the bus, walk, or ride a bicycle. 3, stay home. Stop going to these bars. If you go to these bars, don't spend a lot of money and don't stay till it closes. And stay out these malls and no trips. Because right now we are in dangerous territory right now. We don't know when a terrorist attack is going to come. We don't know who's going to start a war or not. And we have a lot of people that is emboldened to commit a hate crime. Don't open no new credit. Pay off debts. And no holidays. Right now, we are living in times where we have to be happy just to be around family and friends. We are not supporting a racist administration. We're going to revolt by committing no crimes. We're not going to be having no outlandish parties where young ones get together and you hear about shootings. And we're going to have to do this until we get what we deserve. What we're going to do, we're going to go to parks. We're going to have nature walks. We're going to start a garden. We're going to grow our own food. We're going to educate each other. We're going to leave junk food alone. We're going to stop going to fast food and go to no restaurants. And I know it sounds horrible. But see, this is our problem. We're so scared of getting killed or losing our job. But we're going to do that. It's going to happen anyway. That's what they planning on doing. Like the man said, would you rather die on your knees or die fighting? We have to realize they are against us. And we must be against them. Now, whoever voted for America wanted this country to fail and to fail us. So we will revolt and save ourselves. It's just like what happened during COVID. You see, and now the same person is running things again. We should have learned then. But evidently, this country has lost its way. This country loves crime and hate. And everyone that's not white and rich. We're going to have classes for our children and after school and during summer, because you see what they're doing to the school. And now they're talking about taking away the Board of Education. That's what they want to do. But if they do it, I don't know. But you know what? They're trying to blame it on people voted because to take away education, Board of Education, because of wokeness. No, it was not wokeness. It's because of that legislation for No Child Left Behind. That came in around, I think Bush brought that in, and the child and the school system been going down ever since. They blamed everybody for all of their failures. That's But nobody wanted to change it. Nobody wanted to do that. That's why I am so sick of, you know what? I'm not even going to even mention, I don't even call them Democrats. I call them the weak. And the Republicans, I call them the extreme. So we are dealing with the extreme and the weak. So how do we navigate between that? There's nobody out there leading us to greatness. There's nobody out there leading, because you know why? Because we are scared. And you know why all these black men voted for that American? It's because they're scared. And they have been made to feel so inadequate. And they wasn't raised to be black nationalists, leaders, strong men. A lot of them had depended on the white man for everything. And they scared the of a black strong man, strong woman. And number 9, no sports or concerts or movies. We're going to have our time for family and friends, and we're going to concentrate on ourselves. We're going to build ourselves up. We're not going to be, wait, yes. It's time for us to get it together. We're going to have to get our own party, because that's what they had to do back in the 60s, when they weren't allowed to vote or be a part of the Democrat process, because they voted for a criminal instead of somebody that knows what they're doing. And they talking about deporting millions of people. How do you think they're going to pay for that? How do you think that that's going to happen without bloodshed? That's why I told my people, don't be trying to go out of the country and do all that stuff, because you see what happened with the Muslim ban. People was not able to get back into this country because of it. It was so messed up. See, when you have people, ignorant, hateful people running stuff, it's going to be all messed up. We're going to have to become brand new. Yes. We have to start doing stuff different. We have to change our language, our way of thinking. We have to be tired of being a victim of old money. Now, just think about that boycott that happened when Martin Luther King Jr. and when they stopped riding the bike. I mean, stopped riding the bus. I think we should have started our own bus service. I believe we should have stayed separated. We would be a lot further ahead if we had stayed separated. I do believe that. I do believe it's time to separate. This is everyone fears a black nation. It's is it too late to build a black nation? Uh, it's on the shoulders of giants. It was pretty interesting. It's they read from a book, Dr. Amos Wilson. Uh, he see we don't learn enough from our scholars. They tried to tell us, but see, we wasn't listening. I had to get old as hell before I even heard of him. We're not teaching our kids about black scholars. We're not teaching them what they need to know. Because if we did, we wouldn't have had all these black folks voting for a racist. That would have never ever happened. There's no way that would ever happen.
In the areas of the country where the government has proven itself unable or unwilling to defend the Negroes when they are being brutally and unjustly attacked, then the Negroes themselves should take whatever steps necessary to defend themselves. And one of the best methods by which this can be done is to establish rifle clubs. It's legal in this country to own a rifle. this doesn't mean that the Negro is going to initiate some kind of aggressive action against anybody, but it does mean that the Negro will be serving notice that no longer does he believe in turning the other cheek and being the constant victim of someone else's brutality.
Is it your intention to have all Africans go back to Africa?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that the only solution for the problem is that our people, of which there are now 22 million, be involved in a mass exodus back to our own homeland. But this is a long-range program. And while we are orienting our mind toward going back in the direction of Africa, we have to live right here. So we have to. My personal political black nationalism, which means that the black man should control the politics of his own community and control the politicians who are in his own community. My personal economic philosophy is also black nationalism, which means that the black man should have a hand in controlling the economy of the so-called Negro community. He should be developing the type of knowledge that will enable him to own and operate the businesses and thereby be able to create employment for his own people, for his own kind. And the social philosophy also is black nationalism, which means that instead of the black man trying to force himself into the society of the white man, we should be trying to eliminate from our own society the ills and the defects and make ourselves likable and sociable among our own kind.
Well, you seem to be dissatisfied with everything. Just what do you want?
I'm not dissatisfied with everything. What you are able to see with your analytical mind is that everything that is offered doesn't produce what it's supposed to produce. And I'm just telling you that it doesn't produce what it's supposed to produce.
Well, what is your ultimate aim?
The only way the problem can be solved, first, the white man and the black man have to be able to sit down at the same table. The white man has to feel free to speak his mind without hurting the feelings of that Negro. And the so-called Negro has to feel free to speak his mind without hurting the feelings of the white man. Then they can bring the issues that are under the rug out on top of the table and take an intelligent approach to get the problem solved. That's the only way that they'll ever do it. We need an action program while we are Muslims, or while we are Christians, or while we are whatever we are. We still need an action program that will eliminate these evils that are in our community. And this is what we're trying to do with the Muslim Mosque Incorporated.
Do you consider yourself militant?
I consider myself Malcolm.
Let us look again at the nationalist who is true to his cause.
That's all they know. That's all they understand.
By some of
it's
these
war.
criteria. The true nationalist is not obsessed with the past to the exclusion of the present. We have some nationalists whose heads are on backwards and they cannot look in the distant past. They are so concerned with the past until they stumble over the present and cannot see what is coming in the future. They grovel and revel in the great glories of the past to the absence of the future. One of the things I think you will see in the Marcus Garvey's legacy is that while he raised the black man's past to great heights, projected the past.
And you can see that too with the shows that black people produce. They all about the past, or they all about acting with that slave mentality. I don't see any movies that pertain to the future.
Has made it a part of the consciousness of black people. There was a thoroughgoing concern with the present and the future. There was a thoroughgoing concern with the constructing of the now and the future. There was not merely an ongoing, exclusive, and compulsive concern with things that were, but with things that are, with things that can and shall be. The true nationalist is forward-thinking and futuristic. I see too few conferences, too few people concerned with the future, even nationalists. What is going to occur in the year 2000? What will the condition of the people be in the year 2050 or 2100? What must we do today to secure the survival and the advancement of African people in the world over?
Yes, that's all I'm going to play. But I do recommend looking at that I recommend I do recommend checking it out, subscribing to it. I mean, I stopped listening to all that doggone, because this is what makes me so, I stop because I know, y'all getting paid, fairly good, and you should, but it's not helping me. It's not making my life better. Okay, we have to start doing stuff that's going to make our lives better, that's going to usher in a better future for our children. When are we going to start caring more about our children? We give all this money to all these celebrities and all this stuff, and their kids are going to private schools and wearing the Gucci and the Prada and all the good stuff, and being able to go on elaborate vacations. What are our kids doing? All right, thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, please comment, and let's do this. It's time to revolt, okay? For the betterment of us and everyone that deserves better. Thank you.